How's it going, one way? So for the devotional today, I wanted to look into Hebrews chapter 13, verses 16. The verse reads, "Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God." So amidst these wild times in COVID-19, it's kind of hard to take action based upon this verse because um, we're so constrained to the resources in our own home, and we think, how can we do good and share what we have um, to please God? And I think one thing that we can reflect upon, um, that I know I've dealt with a lot every single day for these weeks of quarantine is your relationship with your parents and your family. And so I wanted to bring it back to Exodus chapter 20, verses 12, which is the Ten Commandments, I'm sure you're all aware of. And it specifically reads, "Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you." So, I mean, back when Moses was there, under that Judaic law, it was so important. And this was the only commandment with a promise that your days may be long. But I interpret that both ways. Sometimes it could be some long days, but more importantly, though, there's so much that we can do that is good in this world, and that starts in our family home. Whether it's being extra nice to your brother and sister, or doing some other chore, or whatever it may be. It's kind of weird that living at home, there's this throwback to that whole high school dynamic where it's like we each do our own part, but I think that's really telling of that dynamic that you can have back when we go back to school and between our roommates, and just in general, in the good of being part of a community as a whole. So I wanted to conclude with the verse from Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. It's a pretty famous one. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline." And I mean, the internet has so much out there right now, and there are a lot of things that we may plant in our heads as the source of knowledge, but we must constantly remember that the fear of the Lord is so important, right? And He works in such wondrous and mysterious ways. But if you continue in Proverbs beyond verses 7, Solomon gives us a specific warning, and it says, "Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They will be a garland to grace your head, and a chain to adorn your neck." So, again, this idea that honoring our parents is a garland to grace, and a chain to adorn our neck. It's that blessing that we have and our responsibility of being within our family. And whether you have a parent in the healthcare profession who's out there on the front lines, or whatever dynamic it may be, there's always room and opportunity for us to do good and share. And even our friends and family far away who we haven't talked to in a while, God has blessed us with such a vast network of people that He shows Himself through to us in our daily lives. And so, take this opportunity, reflect upon the importance of that family life during these times of COVID-19, and maybe do a little more good than before. So be blessed, one way.